get more butts than ashtray.
It's been a long time. Come on. Yeah. Hey, yo, it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. I'm ready to smell fear. I smell a lot. My competitors fled scared. Cause they smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, much success, stress up. I want it all, no less. So come on.
Welcome everybody to Smackdown as the new year continues here in the WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. We are here back in the Thunderdome in St. Petersburg, Florida. We have a great night of action for you guys here tonight, including this match. In the main event, Seth Rollins will take on Pete Dunne for an opportunity to advance to round 2 of the King of the Ring tournament. And after losing their Raw Tag Team Championships this past Monday Night Raw, the Usos, Jimmy Uso, is in action as he looks to continue on in the King of the Ring tournament, but he has no easy task at hand as he takes on the former World Heavyweight Champion, the Animal, Batista. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up right now, it is Rey Mysterio taking on his son, Dominick Mysterio, and that match is happening right now. We are kicking tonight's show in style with some lucha libre action, and if he's not he's one of the GOATs when it comes to luchador wrestling in the wrestling business everywhere.
Making his way to the ring, representing the LWO from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio!
Rey Mysterio is here to seek revenge. I talked to him backstage and he said he loves his son dearly, but he's got to come to grips and to terms that that is not his little Dominick Mysterio anymore, that his son has crossed to a different level, a disrespectful level. And he said tonight isn't just advancing into the King of the Ring tournament, it's to put his son in place as he looks to probably, like he said, show his son, who's very, very disrespectful of recent months.
Representing the Judgment Day from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominick Mysterio.
As Dominick Mysterio walks down the aisle looking to complete, well, not I won't say complete, but look to go 2-0 against his pops. We already know this past year at WrestleMania, Dominick Mysterio would be successful, victorious, beating his dad, although it be due to some underhanded tactics with the distraction of Damian Priest and then a low blow that was set up, a devastating frog splash to get his dad the 1-2-3. When I asked Rey Mysterio about that, he said when I asked him about that in that match, and how does he feel coming from that match? And he said he honestly felt that he could have kicked out of the frog splash. He had the endurance he wasn't that hurt in that match, but he said what he was hurt by was his son's actions, and he was more hurt emotionally as a father that his son could stoop to so low tactics to beat his own flesh and blood and to continue to respect me. He said that would beat him. Not this frog splash, not the low blow. He said the will to want to fight at WrestleMania just wasn't there when he felt and saw what his son was doing just to get a win. And he just said, at that moment, he just let it happen. But he said since he's come to grips that this is not his little Dominick Mysterio anymore, and that he has to get past that part of him. He said he's got to get past being a father and look at him as a competitor. As off the gates, Rey Mysterio looking to attack Dominick early on, but these two train together. Obviously, Dominick trained by his father. They know each other quite well. And look, that's what I'm talking about. These two know each other quite well. They were former Smackdown Tag Team Champions years and years ago. But since then, Dominick is not that same person, that same generic babyface. He's a different person. You can't even recognize anymore. The hair, the mustache, the attitude. This is not Little Dom anymore. This is Dirty Dominick Mysterio, and that's what Rey Mysterio said backstage. He said he's got to look past the little boy and got to see this is a man. This is a man that shows me disrespect week in and week out. Anytime he can, he disrespects our heritage, our family, the lucha libre culture. And he said, I got to look past who he is and to see what he has become. And if any person were to disrespect my family, my culture, my heritage, my style of wrestling, I would put them down. So he said he's going to look at Dom as this disrespectful human being, and he's going to go out there and take more aggression on them, ruthless aggression, if you may, to try and get the victory here. And Dominick has been cocky. I talked to him a few days ago, and he said this is light work. His dad is old. He doesn't even know why he's still wrestling. He said he should have been passed the mask down to Dom and have vowed that Dom is the best and the greatest lucha libre and Rey Mysterio of all time. And you see parts of his athletic prowess right there as a cross body splash from the top rope down the ringside onto his father. As you can see, the just disrespect, talking trash as he just puts his foot into the sternum of Rey Mysterio. But Rey Mysterio trying to fight back, but blocked there by Dom. Or maybe Rey just missed it, didn't have the timing there, but still battling as he throws Dom back in there. But he said that his dad's a lowlife. He's a scumbag. He's a deadbeat father, which we all know that's not true. And he said Rey is selfish. He said instead of passing the mantle down to him, he tried to make him his little protege. He tried to force who Rey is onto Dom. He didn't let Dom be his own man. He said that's what the Judgment Day has given him. It's given him his space and freedom to be his own man and to do things differently than his father has taught him. He said he doesn't even know if he loves his father anymore. He said he accepts that that's his father, but he doesn't care to have any feelings towards his father because he felt like his father's forced him. And we see the aggression that Rey Mysterio was talking about that he has to have to get over the hump against his son right there. Monkey flip takedown from the ropes onto ringside and just throws him into the barricade. That's unusual offense by Rey Mysterio, but this is what he's talking about. He's got to overlook that's his son, and he's got to just go at it for what it's worth, a disrespectful human being that needs to be put in his place. That is who Dirty Dominick Mysterio is, and Rey is not wasting any time taking it to him. And the cover right here, is it enough? One, and only one count. Early on in the match, not enough offense has been done to Dom to warrant a victory right there. But just more blasphemy by Dominick as he just continues to disrespect his father in the interview that I have. And he just said he wants to prove that he can beat his father. And everybody at WrestleMania said I won via fluke. And look at me, Rey Mysterio building a head of steam, missile drop kick, but oh no. Veteran referee Charles Robinson got caught in the crossfires and got hit. And he's down momentarily as these two are battling at ringside. Dominick trying to do whatever he can to get back in this matchup, trying to build some offense and stop all Rey Mysterio's momentum. Having the referee down might be able to do so, but Rey Mysterio still taking it to him with that DDT, but he doesn't realize the ref's down and has to let off the pin as there was no point to have one as Charles Robinson is down at the moment. But Dom said that everyone called his win against Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania a fluke. He said people said that I couldn't do it without Damian Priest or a low blow, but he said, now I'm going to show people I don't need help. I've told my Judgment Day buddies to stay back into the back. I don't need any help. And right now he's trying to build some offense. And what is this? Dominick Mysterio removing the turnbuckle pad there. Charles Robinson still maybe a little dazed and confused after taking that shot, not really paying attention to Dominick Mysterio, what he was doing. I mean, it doesn't really warrant, oh, that's a nice DDT. Right there, spinning DDT, right there by Dom now into a cover. And a kick out of one. It doesn't warrant a disqualification, but it does warrant a warning. And wait a minute, thumb to the eye. And no, low blow. Shades of WrestleMania. We were just talking about that. Low blow from Dirty Dominick Mysterio. Charles Robinson didn't see a damn thing. And now in the cover, center of the ring. No. Not this way. Not this way. Twice. Two. He's got Rey again. No, Rey. Baits out of it. kicks out of it. He said it. He's not going to let the emotions get the best of him here tonight. He's going to fight with everything he's got at face value. He's not going to let the disrespect and the tactics hinder him from getting a victory and taking out his revenge and teaching his son a lesson here. As the veteran rolled out of the ring after that low blow to get some space, Dom went in to follow him, but maybe he shouldn't have done it. The referee Charolette at a count of 3, telling these two to get back in the ring as Rey Mysterio elbow shot to the kidney right there. And now Dominick Mysterio's once again trying to battle back on defense mode, and there's the aggression by Rey again. Different tactics. Rey usually doesn't do these type of things in this type of matchup, but understands again he's got to be aggressive against Dominick if he wants to put him away, because he knows Dominick Mysterio's going to do anything he can to disrespect, to embarrass, and defeat his father, like you saw at WrestleMania, like you saw moments ago. But wait a minute, Rey Mysterio's got Dom on the top rope. Oh, Dominick, wait a minute, oh my God! Hurricanrana from the top rope. This is vintage Rey Mysterio. This is the things you did not see at WrestleMania. He said he's going to go down deep. He's not going to hold back and looking to put Dom away. And oh my God, Dom caught him. Dom caught him. Rey looked for the 619. But that's also in the arsenal of Dominick Mysterio, and he's maybe playing a little possum there or recovered well enough to be able to catch Rey. And where is this? Where's this Rey? Oh my God, Rey in trouble. Dom hooked him up. Gory bomb. Shades of the late great Eddie Guerrero and his nephew Chavo to beat Rey again. No. And Rey again digging deep, kicking out, and the frustrations mounting on Dominick and even this crowd as he tries to taunt them. And now look at this disrespect. Again, I know I keep saying that word 1,000 times. I sound like a broken record, but this is just very bad. This is just trying to humiliate his own father. I don't understand the mentality that Dom has. Like, unfortunately lost my father. I can't imagine. It sucks a war without him, and I can't imagine a son doing this to his own father. I get spirit of competition. I get wanting to win, but you gotta do it differently. To disrespect the man that raised you, that gave you life, the opportunity to make decisions on your own life, just to join the Judgment Day. Dominick Mysterio just doesn't care, and a nice power bomb right there. Not power bomb, sorry. Spine buster right there. I didn't even know he had that in Arsenal. Uh-oh. Dom looking, maybe to end this match, going up top, looking for the frog splash. No water in the pool. Rey Mysterio rolls out the way. And now Rey Mysterio trying to fight back. Dom, you thought maybe he had him with the low blow and the gory bomb, but Rey kicking out of both devastating moves to fight back. Dominick struggling now. Climbing the rope, Rey again tosses him out to the outside. And he's looking for a second missile drop kick through the ropes. And this time this also connects as well. This time Charles Robinson isn't knocked out. And you see Rey leaning onto this capacity crowd here in St. Petersburg, Florida, trying to will himself back in this match. Dominick is all out of sorts. Will we see Judgment Day come and help him and go? So far, not as vintage Rey again with that hurricane off the ropes, that springboard maneuver. And now Rey Mysterio looks in, got him, 619, can it connect? And it does! Connects on the face of Dominick. He's laid out. Dominick might be knocked out. Frog splash, connect! Center of the ring, yes! Come on, Rey! 1, 2, yes! Rey Mysterio overcomes the emotions and all the odds as we take a look at the closing moments of this matchup. Dominick tried to do it again, but the veteran presence, the more aggressive version of Rey Mysterio, able to hit Dom with the 619 and the frog splash to win this match. And not only does he beat his son and tie up their 1v1 matchup, he now has just booked himself to the second round of the King of the Ring tournament and an opportunity to become a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion. What a way to kick off Smackdown the new year. Congratulations, Rey. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting set for match 2. This time it's for the Queen of the Ring tournament. And making her way to the aisle right now, the Queen of Spades, former NXT Women's Champion, one fierce, dominating NXT Champion, Shayna Bazler. She's set to take on, I believe it's 14-time Women's Champion in Charlotte Flair, and she'll be out here just in a moment. But ladies and gentlemen, if you did not already check out the last episode of Monday Night Raw, please do so. We had more King and Queen of the Ring tournament matchups for you. The first round plays out, and we also had a Raw. The Raw Tag Team Champions were on the line. Spoiler alert, the Usos did lose, as you saw peep in the meeting in the locker room. The Jimmy and Jay are very upset with Adam Pearce kind of forcing their hands to defend their Raw Tag Team Championships on Raw. Out of nowhere was a randomly scheduled tag match. It was not scheduled prior to that night. It was scheduled night of, and it is basically because Adam Pearce, even Nick Aldis, they are getting sick and tired of the, not the dominance, but the bullying that the Bloodline does throughout the locker room, especially on Raw. They are also were former Smackdown Tag Team Champions. They were beaten by Matt Riddle and Sami Zayn at Backlash, and now they don't hold any gold. All the gold remains on the head of the table, Roman Reigns, as Charlotte Flair makes her grand entrance. Like I said, already a 14-time women's champion between Raw and SmackDown. She's even a former NXT champion, but that counts as a separate bracket or separate award. Doesn't count towards being a World Heavyweight Champion when you are a world champion like the SmackDown Women's SmackDown and Raw Women's Championship does. But now, not only has she made history by being have the most championship wins in WWE history, she's looking to advance to the Queen of the Ring tournament to be the first Intercontinental Champion for the women's division. But she's got no easy task herself, as she's going against a woman that she has a little bit of history for in the past, Shayna Bazler, the former MMA star turned wrestler. But Charlotte Flair might not have an MMA background, but she's a tough SOB in herself. Obviously, the pedigree is strong of Flair, legendary daughter of the legendary Ric Flair, 16-time world champion, tied for the most in the men's division. Obviously, we all know John Cena tied him. Will John Cena advance and get to the finals in this World Heavyweight title King of the Ring tournament to win number 17? We'll have to wait and see as that unfolds and that storyline unfolds. But right now, these two already going at it. We had a great, highly touted matchup prior where Rey Mysterio defeated his son finally. Dominick Mysterio wasn't too happy when he came to realize he had lost to his dad, but seemingly he took it like a champ. Just walked to the back to the locker room, and you see right there the MMA background of Shayna Bazler got Charlotte Flair twisted up all around like a pretzel, but Charlotte able to use her athletic ability and her size, and I don't mean size of weight, I mean her height. She's a tall woman, long legs, long arms, and she's able to, and she's very flexible, has a gymnastic background. She's able to twerk her way out of that. Most women might not have been able to, might have already tapped. And these two electing to trade blows back and forth to see who is the tougher woman in this matchup. But Shayna said, after trading, I'm just going to throw combos. And Charlotte fights back. Shades of Ric Flair with all these chops. Woo! That's a big chop right there by Charlotte, followed by another chop by Shayna and a slap by Charlotte. And these two are just trading blows. It's like they're tiring themselves out. They're just going back and forth, toe-to-toe, trying to just basically just trying to see who's a tougher woman between the two. And now they're trading even more fast, furious punches, but Shayna Bazler looking that she gets the better of that exchange. And oh my God, I don't even know what you want to call that. Power bomb of sorts. Two, she might have her. No. And Charlotte barely gets the shoulder up. And Jessica Carr's hand was coming down for a 3, and Shayna can't believe she thought maybe all those trading blow strikes and that big time maneuver would actually have Charlotte out, but it doesn't. Oh, Charlotte, oh my God, wrenching on that leg. I thought I was going for the figure 4, or maybe the figure 8, I should say. Figure 4 is her father. She usually tends to bridge over and turns into a figure 8, but did not go for just working the legs. Charlotte got Shayna in the corner. Oh, had a steam spear into the corner, and now God, and now just picks her up and slams her down. Now she takes the cover. They got 2-0, and Shayna has to power out of it at 2.5. And you can see that exchange of punches has taken a lot out of both ladies here, and Charlotte wasted no damn time getting the figure 4 leg lock onto Shayna Baszler and bridges up and turns it straight into a figure 8, but lets it go. Maybe didn't have the energy after those. Oh my God, you can see sometimes Charlotte's not really a popular figure. You hear them chanting, go back to Raw, and she kicks out. Hasn't been on Raw in quite some time, but this SmackDown fan base here in Petersburg liking to taunt Charlotte, telling her to go back to Raw. Currently a SmackDown member. Shayna Baszler is back on NXT as of right now, but who knows what can change it. A spear out of nowhere. Charlotte caught Shayna flush. Shayna's laid out cold, and in a cover here. 2, and she gets her. And I was not expecting Charlotte to get the victory with the spear. She does have that in her arsenal, but she does caught Shayna off guard. Shayna's head did bounce off the canvas pretty hard, and ultimately was her downfall as Charlotte has advanced to the Queen of the Ring round 2. She is now joining Liv Morgan as she looks to get through the field and try to become the first women's ever intercontinental. And oh my God, she is getting interrupted by the woman that dethroned her from her Women's Smackdown Championship at WrestleMania. The Conqueror, the one and only SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, is coming out here. She is not scheduled for any type of anything on my run sheet. We were supposed to be just having match after match, but for some odd reason, she has come out here interrupting Charlotte's celebration. Charlotte not too thrilled about that. Like I said, these two do have history. Rhea dethroned Charlotte for that title that she is proudly carrying around. And Charlotte looking to get in the face of Rhea, and Rhea getting right back in her face. And then Rhea saying something. I think she's telling her to get out the ring, and surprisingly, Charlotte kind of just accepts it, backs down. But I mean, it's kind of smart for Charlotte. You have bigger fish to fry. You're in that Queen of the Ring tournament. No need to risk injury or you know, your health for it. But anyways, it looks like we're going to be greeted and taken over by Rhea Ripley. So let's hear what she has to say. No, that's a very good point. The women are very deserving of a secondary title, but I mean, your title reign has nothing to do with that. I mean, come on, Rhea, don't disrespect the rest of the women in the locker room now. Jeez. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't wonder why they asked you that, because you unnecessarily assaulted Michelle McCool after a victory. Oh my gosh. No way. No way. Is he here? Is he here? The Undertaker's... Is he back? He might be back. The Undertaker. Undertaker might be here in St. Petersburg. Rhea called him out. You better be careful what you wish for. Wait a minute. It's not The Undertaker, but it's his wife, Michelle McCool. Picks her up. Tombstone on Rhea Ripley. And she might have caught the title all the way down. Rhea Ripley is laid out. Michelle McCool getting a receipt. And it looks like Michelle McCool's got her sights set on that Women's Smackdown Championship. Oh my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here as the action rolls through, but we had some drama moments ago as Michelle McCool got her receipt back on Rhea Ripley, had to be helped to the back after she was tombstoned by Michelle McCool.
Weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy.
Well, let me rephrase. They were trying to help her to the back, but Rhea Ripley, being the stubborn person that she is, refused to have help, but medical staff was escorting her. She walked back to make sure she was okay. Michelle McCool, it looks like she's not just here for a one and done match in the WWE. As she lost, I want to correct myself. I said she won, but she lost to actually Charlotte Flair to qualify for the Queen of the Ring tournament. And now here she is, dealing with Rhea Ripley and that drama, and The Undertaker, the Judgment Day. That's a whole mess. But here is Jimmy Uso in the ring, talked through his whole entrance, kind of breaking down where we were. But as you see, no Raw Tag Team Championship belt around his waist. As they are no longer champions, they have been dethroned at the hands of the Street Profits. And he's looking to bounce back and focus, but he's got to deal with the animal.
And his opponent from Washington, D.C., weighing in at 290 pounds, Batista.
It can't be understated the impact Batista not only had in the WWE, but as he had here on SmackDown. When John Cena was drafted over to Raw, the WWE Championship moved from SmackDown to Raw. It looked like all lost was hope until SmackDown was able to draft Batista, the World Heavyweight Champion. Here at a SmackDown, he had so many battles here as a roster member here in SmackDown. It's only fitting that he's back here on SmackDown. Took on all challengers, likes of Edge, The Undertaker. It's funny, we were just talking about Rhea Ripley, Michelle McCool, and how that all happened with Judgment Day turning on Edge and The Undertaker's involvement. Batista's faced them both. Guys like Randy Orton, former teammates with Randy Orton, Evolution, Christian. The list goes on and on of the talent he faced here as a member of the SmackDown roster so many years ago. I remember being a child watching him and John Cena grow through this business. And now he's the grizzled vet looking to regain another opportunity to become a World Heavyweight Champion, but he's got to go up against someone that I don't believe he has any history with. He has history with Roman Reigns, but not with the Usos. So this is going to be an interesting matchup as Jimmy off the gates taking it right to Batista, flooring Batista. And as you guys saw, when the Usos had their, talks in the locker room, Jimmy was frustrated, very frustrated about what happened, what transpired here this past episode of Raw. But Jay had to talk some sense into him and say, hey, look, I get it, we're not the tag team champions no more. Roman might be pissed, but forget Roman. We have an opportunity to become world champion. One of us can become world champion. Then it'll be Roman, WWE champion, and either Jimmy or Jay world champion. How do you think the family's gonna feel when we're all world champions? So Jay doing a great job of trying to keep Jimmy focused on the task at hand. And oh my God, I know Jimmy had that in his arsenal too, and a kick out. Jimmy doing his best Jeff Hardy impersonation with that one. Did not know Jimmy had that in his repertoire, but I guess when you're desperate times call for desperate measures. and he's doing whatever he can to keep the big man Batista on the back foot, but Batista looking to gain some offense already. Using this crowd to build momentum for himself, and a power just picked him up and threw him up in the air, lets him come careening down onto the mat, but only a 1 count. As we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of this show, only 1 match left, and that's the main event between Pete Dunne and Seth Rollins. And oh my goodness, and a double super kick, 1 to the chin, in the back of the skull of Batista. This could be it too. He's got him, no. Fast-paced, hard-hitting action from the word go here tonight. If you at home have liked what you saw so far, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe as another super kick. And he looked for a 4th, but Batista caught onto that, be able to counter it with the belly-to-belly suplex. But be sure to follow us, like, and subscribe, and check us out, our page on Instagram. Here you go, the cover 2, he's got him 3-0. That spine buster almost ended the night of Jimmy Uso. We will love your feedback, your involvement, your interactions, always so great. So be sure to get involved with the community. And oh my God, Batista bomb. Pure power out of nowhere, 2. Ball game 3-0. Somehow, some way, Jimmy got the shoulder up. And this crowd is loving what these two are out here doing here tonight right now. Great matches all around. And Batista, what is this? Batista going to the top rope. Very rare territory for Batista. Flying shoulder block connects on Jimmy Uso. Now, Jay did not accompany Jimmy down here. We didn't see Solo get involved in that Raw tag team match on Raw, and that's because there's been a order issued by Bo General Manager. If there's any interferences with the bloodline, they'll result in them being suspended without pay for a long period of time. And Jimmy went for a super kick, but he got caught the big boot by Batista instead. So they're trying to even the playing field and stop the intimidation factor that the bloodline creates through both Raw and Smackdown. Speared the hell out of Batista and Jimmy, but Batista gets the shoulder up. Holy cow. We saw Charolette spear the lights out of Shayna ending her night, and Jimmy thought he did it to Batista there. But Batista kicking out, still in great shape for where he's at in his time of his life, his career, and his age. And again, just picks him up. The power, Batista bomb. Center of the ring again, and Jimmy is laying out the cover. 2, yes. Batista has just advanced to round 2 of the King of the Ring tournament. What a match, as Batista shows why he was a former World Heavyweight Champion. As we take a look at the bracket, he just joined the likes of Rey Mysterio, Bronson Reed, and John Cena. And up next, we'll find out if either Pete Dunne or Seth Rollins will join the field. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening.
New Catch Republic from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 205 pounds, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne!
Buckle up, because this could be a bona fide slobber knocker, as Pete Dunne, the hard-hitting Pete Dunne, in the arts of British strong-style wrestling, is making his way here on the main event scene here on Smackdown. A lot of people are looking at him as an underdog, but I don't. He's a former United Kingdom champion down on NXT. I think he won that multiple times, if I'm not mistaken. His tag team partner, Tyler Bate, was the first inaugural United Kingdom champion. And obviously was ruled by Gunther before Gunther. The only loss of Gunther's career when he lost it to Ilya Dragunov. And man, what a time it was to be a wrestling fan in that era. So I'm saying, even though Pete Dunne is looked at the underdog, he's going up against this man, the revolutionary, the architect, Seth freaking Rollins. Don't underestimate the talents of one Pete Dunne. He's been in the ring. He's traveled the world. He has what it takes to upset, if you will, a guy like Seth Rollins and book himself to the second round of this King of the Ring champion title tournament for the World Heavyweight title.
Weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
But to switch gears and talk about a guy like Seth Rollins, this is crucial for him. He said he's sick and tired of the bloodline. He's sick of what Roman Reigns has become and what he stands for. He said, I blame myself. I turned Roman Reigns into this. I created a monster. Even though I did have the opportunity and lost the opportunity to dethrone him of the WWE Universal World Championship, I have a chance to supersede him by becoming World Heavyweight Champion and kind of taking a little bit of the power away from the bloodline by winning the World Championship and defending it on Smackdown or Raw or wherever. If he wins it, it would be here on Smackdown, but if a Raw member wins it, it will be on SmackDown. Obviously NXT, they would just get called up to whichever, but that world title's up for grabs. He said he wants to win, he needs to win it to really be the one to take down the bloodline by making them not the leader of both brands anymore and already getting kicked, his head taken clean off by Pete Dunne. Like I said, you're looking for some hard-hitting action, look no further than Pete Dunne, not looking to mince words. He's looking to get after it. He's looking to beat you up and knock you down, that brawling style, British strong style, technical style of wrestling. And you see again, look at this kick to the gut. What is he looking to do here? Oh, hoisted. I thought he was going to do a power bomb, but he's just going to snake eyes Seth Rollins here. And he bounces off the ropes and then putting his boot into the sternum of Seth, and he's just taking it right to Steph. You got to understand, though, if you're Seth Rollins, you got to be wary. This man is a joint manipulator. He knows how to manipulate the joints on an opponent better than anybody. And Seth Rollins, who has history of bad knees, several knee surgeries to repair both knees, you gotta watch out. Will Pete Dunne attack the knees, or we just do a balanced attack on Seth Rollins? Because if you are Pete Dunne, you do like it would be the smart move to take away the speed and the agility and stuff like that Seth Rollins has in his arsenal away from, and you eliminate maybe the pedigree or the curb stomp or even the revolutionary knee. All those moves, you need to have your knees strong. You need to have your endurance in your knees, and if they're wounded, if they're hurt, if you're limping, you're not be able to put as much oomph and power into those moves. So will Pete Dunne attack those knees? Not that he's injured right now, Seth Rollins is fully healthy, but like I said, with the history of the knees, but up top, drops him down right here, the cover to it all. Seth Rollins kicks out at 2.5, but with those history things, when we see Pete Dunne target him, or we just see him just do what he does, just beat down the opponent, but Seth Rollins not letting him. Seth Rollins, speaking of the pedigree, Seth Rollins already, Pete Dunne, oh my God, Pete Dunne, somehow able to shift his weight to keep Seth Rollins from connecting with the pedigree. But in Seth Rollins blocks whatever Pete Dunne had in mind there, and now we talked about the knees of Seth Rollins, and look at this, it's Seth Rollins taking out or working on the knees of Pete Dunne. Very interesting tactic. It was out of headbutt. Lifting headbutt by Pete Dunne on a Seth Rollins. The cover. 2. Unorthodox style by Pete Dunne. Whatever it takes to get the job done, Pete Dunne is willing to do. There are some times in his career he's dabbled in some underhanded tactics, but lately has tread on more clean waters in terms of you know, how he decides to get things done in the ring. But Seth Rollins trying to gain momentum. Both men going back and forth. Oh, Seth Rollins looking. This time he's able to hit the pedigree. This could be ball game. Center of the ring. 2. Game over. No. Seth Rollins hit him with the pedigree, but now looking in it with the curb stomp. Oh my God! Reversed it into him. He reversed it into an RKO. And now look at this. Look at this! He just hit him! The cover! Ball game for Pete Dunne! No! Pete Dunne thought he had it right there. But Seth Rollins able to kick out, and Pete Dunne looking to keep adding more offense, keeping Seth Rollins down. But Seth fighting, trying to counter everything Pete Dunne throws at him to keep Pete Dunne from working down Seth Rollins to advance. And what does Seth Rollins have here? Seth Rollins got some up top here. What's he doing? Seth hooks him up. Pete Dunne is in a vulnerable spot. Picks him up. Falcon Arrow. Suplex Falcon Arrow connects. Combo catch 2. He's got him through. Pete Dunne showing the world the toughness that he has. Kicked out of a pedigree. Somehow he... Oh, I thought he was going for a curb stomp, but Seth went to go put the knee down to his head, and Pete got out the way. Somehow countered the curb stomp into an RKO. Seems like everybody's stolen that out of Randy Orton's playbook. And then somehow able... What is this? Pete Dunne. Oh my God! A leaping DDT onto the ring apron. What the hell was that? And now stomping a mud hole into Seth Rollins. This is what I'm talking about. People caught this man an underdog, stands no chance. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're casuals. This man has fought the best of the best. Gunther, Ilya, his own teammate, and Tyler Bate. He is up there. He can win at a drop of a dime with this move right here. That's called the bitter end. Has put away so many opponents and is going to put away Seth and advance to round 2. And no, he didn't. Seth Rollins kicks out. Seth Rollins showing extra fight, but Pete is calling him on. Pete is looking for another bitter end, looking to end it. And Seth counters. Seth kick to the midsection. Curb stomp out of nowhere. The cover here. 1, 2. Got him. What a match. What a freaking match that Seth freaking Rollins comes away with and just booked himself to round 2, inching himself closer to his objective and his goal of dethroning Roman Reigns of the Bloodline. And he joins the field here tonight, etching himself one step closer to becoming a world heavyweight champion. As you hear the crowd in St. Petersburg cheer for Seth Rollins, I want to say good night, everybody.
Yeah, I will always be a warrior.